refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje joda soge chonamna chanjo bado dane kyapsun nage jin soge be sonamke dola penjir sanje jobara sho Sanje joda soge chonamna chanjo bado dane kyapsun nage jin soge be sonamke dola penjir sanje jobara sho Sanje joda soge chonamla chanjo pardo dane kyapsuch nage jin soge be sonamge dola penjir sanje jubare shum. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te sham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well is taught by the Great Seer. Deyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Arasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Arasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhiswaha. Okay, where do you live this morning? We see third or fourth. Okay, after lunch is not good. Okay. Number 3, right? Seal 3. Number 3. We did not do number 4. Transcending sorrow. You wake up from the sleep of ignorance, and then all your mental agitation subsides. You transcend all the sorrows. This is the transcending sorrows, absolute peace. We did it, right? But we did the number three. We did not really do. We did not do in detail. We just said that we wake up from the sleep of ignorance to know that things are empty of objective reality. That things are empty of objective reality. They are not real. And then but you know this. Then number four, the benefit is that your mental stress, tension all subsides. Okay, this is transcendent sorrows, absolute peace. So now the number three has to be done in more detail. Number three, transcending sorrow is absolute peace. Sorry, everything is of nature, emptiness, selflessness. This is something that we have to go in more detail. Okay. For this, this is about the emptiness. What is the wisdom of emptiness? So, okay, just let's say that things that you see around, say whatever you interact with, we see that they are all objectively real, but at the moment we have no clue. We have no clue that they are objectively real or not real. We have no clue because seeing things as object real, that falls under the voice. Yeah. Okay. Seeing things, misconceiving things as object real, that falls under the category of the pervasive conditioned suffering. It is hiding. We don't see that. We don't see that. We see that what is the normal is that's it. But the reality is very different. In this connection, in a way, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to revolutionize our thinking, meaning that what we think, what we see is very different from the reality. And if you look at somebody sitting next to you, just look at it. Look at somebody sitting next to you. Look at somebody sitting next to you. Okay. Okay, we see that everybody's smiling. And if we really see how they really exist, it'll not make you smile. It's very different. What makes you smile is actually non-existent there. And you may feel that, oh, then the person is not there. This is not true. This is where we really need to study more systematically. And we are here for the next another 5 or 6 days. And that we need more systematic studies. And I see that there are many, the Russian group here, they are doing the NDC4, and there are some of the participants doing NMC2. And I would highly recommend that for your own benefit and later on for your family members and so forth, to at least get some idea what emptiness is. This is so important for your own benefit. Otherwise, the amount of the tension that we go through in our life, stress, tension, so forth, is extremely painful. That at times, somebody who is otherwise very compassionate, very kind person, when goes through difficult times, the person can become very aggressive. Do you know some of these? Do you know of these things? Otherwise, very kind person, then go through difficult times, the person can become very aggressive. So this way is so vicious. If you don't see this how self-grasping ignorance is so vicious, extremely vicious, that because of this, we become so weak, we become so vulnerable, right? In the first place, with the emotions of attachment and so forth. And then we go through difficult times, then the aggression, anger arises. And in fact, there was, I think about like a few months ago, 3-4 months ago, I was in Shimla to give a talk, series of talk on to the Tibetan group there. And then there was one school teacher, many years ago, a school teacher in TSV school while I was in Dharamsala here. And that teacher, that's a lady, extremely kind lady, extremely kind. And then she came there to renovate the parents' house. And there are so many the neighbors, and she was expanding her space. And the neighbors, they were fighting with her. And then she told that she told me that to practice compassion is very difficult. The situation, the little compassion that she had before, even that disappears when you meet with very difficult people. So difficult people, difficult situation, when we meet, you can lose your compassion. So in a way, this is a test. This is a test for us to see how strong our compassion is. This is a test, and in a way, it's a very serious matter. We really need to think of that, and particularly say the younger ones who are yet to face with any difficulties in life. You may think that life is beautiful. Your parents always say to support you, but the reality of life is very different. There's so many challenges to face with. So the point is that what is the solution? What is the solution? For example, for our own, there's the life challenges of the emotions, challenges of difficult situations that I trip in, where people are all against you at times, right? Even your family members against you, your neighbors against you. At workplace, there's nobody who. At times, it happens like everything turns out to be so against, not at all in favor of you. How many of you once in a while face this experience? Raise hands. Once in a while, that everywhere you look at, in your families, they are not in favor of you. Your neighbor is not in favor of you. Your workplace is not favoring you. You feel so hopeless, and then sadness, hopelessness, depression, anger can arise. So, this is a situation. This is extremely sad situation. So the point is that what is the safeguard? What is the protection? What is the safe heaven? So we have to create a safe heaven. So Rinpoche this morning he said that that his teacher said that nobody can make you happy, only you can make happy. And it's very true. The Buddha said that you are the benefactor of yourself. Who else is? You are the master of yourself. Who else is there as your master? The one who tames one's mind is wise and will be liberated. Let me repeat it. The Buddha taught, you are the master of yourself. Who else is there as your master? The one who tames one's mind is wise and will be liberated. So this is the ultimate solution. We have to all go in, we have our own journey. With your family, when you were younger, with your family, and then the family is just like random meeting from a past life, random meeting, and then one by one they leave. Finally, you have to protect yourself. How? Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are there, but at the same time, we need to keep in mind that there's the English expression which says, "God helps those who help themselves." You're getting it? It's very true. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are there. At the most, what they can do, they can give us guidance. And people don't even meet with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. People don't meet with these teachings. And those of us who meet with these teachings, so if we can do something and see the benefit yourself, and then see how to spread this with the burst of your heart, good heart, spread it, and spread the positivity. That would be so good. Okay, so ultimately we see that the ultimate solution, the safeguard, the safe heaven, is the wisdom of emptiness and bodhicitta. These are two things. These two things. And of course, we can talk about very high practices, or this teacher, this meditator, this teacher, and so forth, high level and so forth. But in reality, is about your bodhicitta and wisdom emptiness. So in this life, don't follow blindly. Don't follow blindly, but study them first. Study them first, reflect on them, and then see how useful they are in your life. And in this life, each one of us, we have difficulties of life. And then yet we are not to feel demoralized. So these are like, say, the training for us, training that these emotions, they rise. It's like a training for us that, okay, this is what is happening. I'm so weak. So what about the wisdom of emptiness? Study this, reflect on this, and then do a little bit of contemplation, see how it works. You're getting it? So for this, we have to study well. So wisdom draw through meditation, to be preceded by wisdom draw through reflection, to be preceded by the wisdom draw through learning. You're getting it? So these three are the things that we have to do. If you don't do that, finally when we go through difficulties, then suddenly we, what should I do? You have to practice meditation, I meditate. No, it'll never happen like this. Particularly meditation on emptiness will take a long time to get it, and then practice it. It'll take a long time. So we have to do right now. And bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, for us to know it is not that difficult, but to experience it will take a lot of time. Bodhicitta. Particularly when we go through difficulties, then you can easily lose your compassion, right? So these are the tests. In a way, these are the tests, and the real savior is the bodhicitta wisdom emptiness. Okay. So for this, usually what I do is that first I teach the wisdom of emptiness. So what is this wisdom of emptiness? For this, in the first place, emptiness, many people, and particularly I would warn you that when you meet with some so-called scholars, Western scholars, or even some Tibetan scholars in the universities and so forth, when you talk about emptiness, and then most likely you are bound to meet with some scholars who will say that Nagarjuna's philosophy is idealism. Nagarjuna's philosophy is nihilism. You're bound to meet with such people. So we should be very careful that you don't become like, you don't blindly follow these people. Because Nagarjuna's philosophy, if this is idealism, if this is nihilism, there is no protection for us in this universe. There's no protection. The fact that these people who say that this is nihilism is because they read Nagarjuna's book like this for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and they then make conclusion. Whereas Nagarjuna's book cannot be understood in 3 days. This is something we have to study for years and years and years. Every time you appeal, you see the nuances. If you're very impatient, you think that reading Nagarjuna is like reading Divitium, right? Nagarjuna is like reading the John Locke. If you think like this, if you equate them to, then for example, I read Divitium in few days. And I can see what he's talking. John Locke, few days, I can see what he's talking. But Nagarjuna, I studied for years and years and years. Still, there are so many layers to unfold. You're getting it? If you really want to be kind to yourself, to protect yourself, you want to look for a safe haven, protection. When you really go through difficult times, anybody can go through difficult times. So if you really want to have the safe haven, that is the teaching of the Buddha on emptiness and bodhicitta. Emptiness further explained by Nagarjuna, further commented upon by Acharya Chandrakirti, and nowadays we have His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We are very fortunate. Okay. So having said this, what do you mean by emptiness if that is the best thing? So the Buddha himself taught that Tongpa Shiva Kewa Mebesu Mishebene Do Kyamkyuba. This is what the Buddha taught. So I'm going to translate this, a quick translation. This failing to see emptiness, peace, and unborn nature. Failing to see emptiness, peace, and unborn nature. The sentient beings, the cycle in samsara. Mishebine draw chemgyoba, teta tujinga with tabsugi ribo jadagun zubarshitse. The very compassionate enlightened beings, with numerous reasonings, they establish the emptiness to take to bring the beings to that path to the liberation. So this is what the Buddha taught. So therefore, say without wisdom and emptiness, simply by single-pointed meditation, right? Breathing meditation, sensation meditation, or awareness meditation, awareness meditation. If the wisdom and emptiness are not included, we will never be liberated from suffering. This is the reality. But don't take me blindly, right? You study this first, try to get experience, and then practice yourself and practice other things as well. It's not that the other meditations are wrong. Otherwise, it's very important. We need all, like the two wings of the bird. It's not that one wing is better than the other wing. Both are equally important. Meanwhile, the two beings need to be stabilized. That requires the shamatha meditation. Okay. So for this of the two wings, the first one that I usually begin with is the wisdom of emptiness. And thus far what we learned is the foundation. The foundation that, okay, this is how suffering comes into being. If to undo the suffering, I need to undo the self-grasping ignorance. How to undo the self-grasping ignorance? Anyone? How to undo the self-grasping ignorance? By cultivating the wisdom of emptiness. What is the wisdom of emptiness? So here comes the wisdom of emptiness now. Okay, so for this, before we begin the wisdom of emptiness, two questions to make sure that you get a good understanding of the wisdom of emptiness. You get a good understanding of emptiness, that you don't fall prey to nihilism or absolutism. You don't fall prey to the two extremes, that you get the right wisdom. For these two questions are there. The first question, do things exist? Do things exist? What's the answer? No, it's empty. Empty, right? Do things exist? Huh? Okay, Chanchula is very confident. Yes. And Drishti, yes. They exist or not? This question. There's no ambiguity. Yes, no. You're getting it? Okay. This is the first question. Do things exist? Many people who read Arya Nagarjuna's text, they say that Arya Nagarjuna is saying that nothing exists. You're getting it? This is nihilism. The person did not understand Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy. You're getting it? Okay. So, the first question is, do things exist? If the answer is no, you fall into the extreme of nihilism. This is not emptiness. Let me repeat it. The first question. What's the first question? Do things exist? If the answer is no, is empty, right? You fall into nihilism. You're getting it? You fall into nihilism. This is not emptiness, number one. Second question. Only if you say, yes, of course, things exist. You do good things, happiness follow. You do bad things, miseries follow. This law of karma, this is how things exist. The Buddha taught that the mind is the chief and precedes them all. If with the impure mind one extra space, miseries will follow like a cart following the ox. Mind is the chief and precedes them all. If with the pure mind one extra space, happiness will follow like a shadow following the person. So, yes, of course, everything exists. If you say nothing exists, you fall in nihilism. So, only if you say the first, of course, things exist, then you are entitled to go for the second question. If you say no, nothing exists, everything is empty, then you are not entitled for the second question. First, you have to fix with the first question. First, you have to get the right answer to the first question. So only when you say yes, everything exists, then you are entitled to the second question. What is the second question? do things exist objectively? You getting it? Then the answer is, if you say yes, you fall into absolutism. Do things exist objectively? And if you say yes, things exist objectively, then you fall into absolutism. You getting it? So with the first question, if you get the correct answer, you are saved from falling into nihilism. For the second question, if you say, do things exist objectively? You say, no, things exist subjectively. Then you are saved from falling into the extreme of absolutism. You're getting it? So if you're able to give the two answers correctly, you're protected from falling into the two extremes. Don't forget it. In future, even if you meet with some scholars, right? Usually, when you see somebody who is more learned than you, we don't just follow blindly. A person says something, you say, okay, yes, right? So if somebody says Nagarjuna is idealism, Nagarjuna is the nihilism, oh yes, don't say that, okay? So Nagarjuna, I don't be bold enough, courageous enough to say that I don't agree with you. What I learned is that to understand Nagarjuna's philosophy, these two questions need to be addressed properly. The first one, do things exist? If you say no, they're all idealism. This is nihilism. This is not Nagarjuna's philosophy. Anybody who says that I study Nagarjuna philosophy and nothing exists according to Nagarjuna, this is the total misconception of Nagarjuna philosophy. You getting it? Number one. So tell me, what are two questions? Raise hands, quick. Before we begin with emptiness. Raise hands here. Yes. Perfect. Do things exist? Okay, the gentleman over here. What is the second question? Very good. Okay. What is the answer to the first question? Do things exist? What is the answer? Louder. Good. In future, when you meet with some professors or some people who are learned, some professors, university, PhD students, say, what do you study? I study emptiness. According to what? According to Nagarjuna. Or Nagarjuna's nihilism, idealism, right? You said, although I learned that is not, but you are saying you are learned. Oh, yes. Which means you are disaster. You're getting it? Be courageous to say, no, what you said is wrong. And you can also boldly ask the person, how long did you study Nagarjuna? Right? Don't equate Nagarjuna with David Hume. Don't equate Nagarjuna with John Locke and so forth. You're getting it? John Locke, you can read it in 1 week if you're already good in philosophy. Nagarjuna, you cannot read in 1 week. It'll take years and years and years to understand what Nagarjuna taught. You're getting it? So the first question is, do things exist? What's the answer? Yes. Do things exist objectively? What's the answer? No. How do they exist then? They exist subjectively. If you're able to say this, then you are entitled to talk about Nagarjuna philosophy. If you cannot give the correct answer to these two questions, you cannot talk about Nagarjuna in the first place. Don't talk about it. You getting it? Okay. So with these two questions, so important, later on, when you study Nagarjuna philosophy, which is actually taught by the Buddha. It's not that Nagarjuna taught it something new. The Buddha taught it, further explained by Nagarjuna. You getting it? Okay. So with this, that in future, when you study well, reflect well, you meditate, even you also may get a feeling that emptiness that I'm getting is really like nothingness. There's nothing really there. You may get a feeling. Under such situation, then you have to meet with your teachers. You're getting it? You have to meet with your teachers and you have to really seek the help of some more experienced learned people who really studied Nagarjuna's philosophy for many years. You must seek their help. You getting it? Otherwise, you can fall into nihilism. But you got. So, to study this first, with these two questions answered, the one thing that we need to learn is that emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness is the meaning of the middle way. Oh, sorry. Emptiness is the meaning of dependent origination. Okay. Emptiness is not nothingness. Emptiness means dependent origination. Number one. Dependent origination means the middle way. Let me repeat it. Emptiness means dependent origination, and dependent origination means the middle way. Okay, what is your conclusion? If I say A equals B, B equals C, what is your conclusion? Therefore, A equals C. You getting it? Likewise, apply the same thing here. Emptiness equals dependent origination. Dependent origination equals the middle way. Therefore, emptiness equals the middle way. You getting it? Middle way means not the two extremes. Not the two extremes. You getting it? So emptiness should not be understood as nothingness. But nothingness is the extreme, whereas emptiness is the middle way. You getting it? Okay. Now, what is your question? What is your question? Don't ask me any random question. You got to connect to what I said thus far. What I said just now. Don't ask me any random question. Yes. Okay, first, before this, how can I know that emptiness means the middle way? You getting it? First, you have to ask this. How can I know that emptiness means the middle way? Once that is solved, then what is your next question? Hey, you have to know how to ask the question. How can I know that dependent origination means the middle way? You're getting it? First, how can I know that emptiness means dependent origination? Number one. Number two, how can I know that dependent origination means the middle way? Once that is done, then your job is to say, yes, now I understand how emptiness is the middle way. You getting it? What's your question? Rebecca, what's your question? What's the first question? Huh? How can we know that emptiness means the middle way? You getting it? Okay. So to know this, we need to know 5 points. To know how emptiness means the middle way, we need to know 5 points. Point number 1. Emptiness means dependent origination. First, thank you, Benla. So the first question is, but who's that? What's the question? I trust it. Your name? Foucault. Hofe. Hopik. Ofik. Okay. I trusted Ofik. I just blindly followed him, right? I tell people not to follow blind, and I follow Hopik blindly, trusting him. Okay. So he threw me into ocean. Okay, what's the first question? Hey, yes. Okay, Hari is the best. Hari is the best participant here. Amazing, Hari. Yes, I trust you. Very good. How or why? How can you say that emptiness is dependent? Emptiness equals dependent origination. You're getting it? Not just is. Emptiness equals dependent origination. Okay. For this, we need to know 5 points. Number 1, emptiness. Number 1 is emptiness. Number 2, at the moment you may feel that it's so simple. You're getting it? Because I'm trying to give you, I'm trying to spoon feed you. You're getting it? Later on, these will become a cumulative knowledge. And then, I learned something, earlier. And then you will say something, which earlier you thought was so easy. You get lost. So easy things, because they're easy, make sure that you don't miss them. Then later on, you will have a cumulative effect. You will know a lot of information within a short span of time. And then later on, this can become the basis for your lifelong practice. This can become the basis for your lifelong. So the practice too is like a healing for you, healing practice for you. Okay, number one is emptiness. Emptiness. Number two, emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number two is emptiness of independent existence. Let me repeat it. Number one is emptiness. Number two, that emptiness means emptiness of independent existence. Emptiness of independent existence. Okay. How many of you know who? How many of who? Anybody who knows who? Raise hands if you know. 1, 2, yes. Who what? Who? Right? Who? Okay. So it's not who. You're getting it? It is who is WHO. World Health Organization, right? When we say who, it is not who. It is the short form of World Health Organization. Likewise, emptiness. Emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. It is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. You getting it? Okay, good. What is number one? Emptiness. What is number two? That emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Number two. Number three. Emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Number three. Emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Nothing exists independently. Number three. Nothing exists independently. Number three. Number four. Nothing exists independently means, okay, now you help me. Nothing exists independently means everything exists by, hey, louder. Nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. Very good. This is number four. Everything exists by dependence. Number four. Number five. Everything exists by dependence means everything is dependently originated. Everything is dependently originated. Okay, so with this we're done with the first part. First question, which is how emptiness equals dependent origination. And some people they also translate dependent origination as dependent arising. Dependent arising and dependent origination, these two are same. And other translators loosely they translate it as interdependency. There's a loose translation. The correct translation would be dependent arising or dependent origination. But in a loose talk, when you're giving just a loose talk conversation, we say interdependence is fine. Okay. If you did not get full the 5 points, let me repeat it. Emptiness equals dependent arising. How do you know that? We know that through 5 points. What is the first point? Emptiness. What's the second point? Emptiness is a short form of emptiness of independent existence. Very good. What is number 3? Emptiness of independent existence means nothing exists independently. Very good. Number 4. Nothing exists independently means everything exists by dependence. Very good. Everything exists by dependence means number 5. Everything is dependently originated. Very good. Okay. So with this, my first job is done. How A equals B. How emptiness equals dependent origination. Done. What is the second question? Rebecca. Are you sure? A equals B, B equals C. We do not say C equals B, right? What Rebecca, what you said is correct, right? But I'm expecting the Rinpoche said he's a perfectionist. His perfectionism is very good. I have the disease of perfectionism. This is my disease. You're getting it? I have the disease of perfectionism. So, okay, yes. How dependent origination means way, right? Don't just put like this, right? Okay, don't put things upside down. Actually, if you give me this, but like this is also fine. It's not a problem, right? This is also a single ball, but better to give it like this, right? Okay. So how is dependent origination the meaning of the middle way? How is it that dependent origination means the middle way? Okay. For this, we need to know two things. We need to know two things. Dependent origination, it has two sides. It has two sides. Okay. Some of the people like Changjibla, right? And who else? Changjibla, who is more into this for long term, for many more years. Changjibla and okay. Huh? Who? This is Bajranla. Yes. Okay. So those people who are into this for long term, you may feel that okay, I heard it so many times. You're getting it? These are the things you hear more, you reflect more, your understanding go deeper, deeper, and deeper. Believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, say sometimes when I say this, because I say this too many times, sometimes it flows very automatic. I don't know whether what I'm saying. And luckily it's automatically going correct, right? So therefore, in next life, if I do take birth as a human being, it's just the moment I'm born, I may say that dependent origin, two things, right? Okay. Sometimes, yeah, I'm not joking, right? So sometimes when I say these things, because I said it too many times, right? So my mind, I don't know whether my mind thinking, it just flows, right? So did I say correctly? Okay. So dependent origination, how can we say that dependent origination equals the middle way? For this, we need to know two things. How? Dependent origination has two sides. Dependent and origination. It has two sides. Dependent and origination. The first, dependent. When you say dependent, what is the opposite of dependent? Independent. Independent. When you say dependent, it rejects independence. You getting it? Independence and absolutism and independence, these two are synonymous. When you say that, oh, what he said is absolute, what he said is independently correct, right? So independent, he's a very independent person. Or the absolute, independent, ultimate, they all mean the same. So when you say dependent, it rejects independence, it rejects absolutism. In other words, of the two, dependent and origination, the first one, dependent, the first one, it rejects the extreme of absolutism, number one. Number two, what is number two? Origination. When we say origination means something comes into origination. Something comes into existence. You agree? Origination has a connotation of coming into existence. What's the opposite of existence? Non-existence, nihilism. You're going to exist, non-exist, nihilism. So when I say origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. Origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. You're getting it? Okay. So now, dependent, when I say dependent, it rejects the extreme of absolutism. Origination, it rejects the extreme of nihilism. Combining the two together, dependent and origin, combining the two together, rejects the two extremes. Rejecting the two extremes following the Middle way. Wow. Venerable, your name? Chung. Okay. So, but Venerable Chung was so fascinated. Wow. Nagarjuna is not nihilism, it's the middle way. Okay, thank you. Okay, in future, if somebody is Nagarjuna idealism, call Venerable Chung. Right? Okay, this is so precious, so precious. So from this, what we learn is that emptiness means dependent origination, and dependent origination means the middle way. Therefore, emptiness means the middle way. It is not nihilism. You're getting it? Okay, good. Good. Very good. Okay. Next. Yes. Of course. Say when you go in the road, right? Road, there are two extremes, two sides. In the bridge. If you go in the bridge and the one side you fall in the water, other side you fall in the water. So where should you go? No, listen. If you are going one way, if you go in the bridge, if you go to the bridge, you can go the same, this side, and this side, right? This side, you fall. This side, you fall. So where should you go if you walk in the bridge? Good. Okay, that is the middle way. You're getting it? Okay, now let's say that so we see that emptiness and dependent origination, these are the two sides of the same coin. Emptiness, dependent origin, these two are the two sides of the same coin. Okay, as that let me begin by saying the benefit of the seeing emptiness and seeing dependent origination. Let me tell you the benefit of this. For example, let's say that in the first place, the wisdom of the emptiness. How many you use de-strainer? De-strainer. De-strainer? De-strainer, how many use de-strainer, raise hands? Okay. How many you, okay, rest you don't use de-strainer. You use. Right. Okay, de-strainer. Okay. Yes. Okay, tell me, anybody who likes to tell me those who use de-strainer, those who do not use this, you have no idea what it is. Those who use de-strainer, tell me, what is the purpose for using de-strainer? Anyone? The gentleman here? Filter what? So why should we have to separate? Why should we have to separate? Okay, I doubt whether you're using de-strainer, right? Okay, is there anybody who use de-strainers, raise hand? And who can explain the use of this, raise hands? Raise hands. The lady right here. Okay, so in a way, what she's saying is that to stop the leaves, and let flow the essence, the drinkable tea, let flow. You're getting it? So emptiness, it stops the tea leaves. The tea strainer stops the tea leaves. Likewise, the wisdom of emptiness, it stops the destructive emotions. It stops the destructive emotions. And the tea strainer let flow the drinkable tea. You're getting it? Easily let flow the drinkable tea. Likewise, with the wisdom of emptiness, the positive emotions, compassion, so forth, let it happen very spontaneously. You getting it? It stops the destructive emotions and it let flow the positive emotions. Okay, so your positive emotions grow, negative emotions are stopped. So this serves like a de-strainer. You getting it? Okay, good. So with this, now the next thing is that okay, what does it mean by emptiness? To know this, again, we have to go. What we learned is that emptiness, dependent origination, they mean the same. And dependent origination, if you know dependent origination so well, then correspondingly, emptiness concepts will become clearer to us. So, dependent origination, there are three levels of dependent origination. Dependent origination, there are three levels of dependent origination. Number one, dependent origination of the results dependence on the causes. Dependent origination of the results dependence on the causes. Number one. Number two, dependent origination of the wholes, W-H-O-L-E, whole. The wholes dependence on parts. Dependent origination of the wholes dependence on parts. P-R-T-S. Okay, there's number two. You got it? Your name? Okay, Alex. And they say the table is whole, and the top plank or the house is whole, and the roof, floor, the walls, doors, windows, they are parts. What do you call it? How do you pronounce it? Parts. No, how do you pronounce it? No. So this is, he would say parts. Parts, right? This is American. Okay. Okay, I'll repeat it. The second one, dependent origination of the wholes, dependence on parts. Whole. Not whole, full. Full, yes. Okay, the wholes depends on parts, right? That is second level dependent origination. You got it? Okay, third one, dependent origination of dependence on mere mental designation. Let me repeat it. Dependent origination of dependence on mere mental designation. Designation. D-E-S-I-G-N-A-T-I-O-N. Designation. Don't worry. I'll explain these meanings. What is the third one? Dependent origination of dependence on mere mental designation. Okay, good. Okay, Alex, how do you say this? The third one? Yes. Mere mental designation. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so you got the three levels of dependent origination. Now, say these three. What are your name? Yes. Kayo. Kayo from America? Or how would you say the second dependent origination? Not whole in parts. I said it differently. When I give you full, give me full. Dependent origination of the wholes dependence on parts. Okay, good. Okay, so these three don't mix up the order. They don't mix up the order, right? Okay. The first one is gross, and progressively it becomes subtler. First one is gross, and progressively it becomes subtler, meaning that first one is gross, second one is subtler, and third one is subtlest. So this is the order. And the first one, dependent origination of the results dependent on the causes. Wow, this flower is so beautiful. Is it locally grown? Anyone from Tushita? No idea. Okay.
Say this flower is a result. This flower is the result of the seed, result of water, result of fertilizers, sunlight, and so forth. So this flower is it comes into existence as the result by dependence on its causes. Yes? If you agree, just say yes to make it quicker for me. Right? So this flower is a result which comes into existence by dependence on its causes. So which of the three levels of dependent origination? First one. And this flower is very beautiful. Yes. Beautiful, very beautiful. So it is made of many parts, many parts. It is made of many parts, right? The petals, the stick, what's the stamen, and so forth. There are many parts there, many parts, right? Okay, so this flower as a whole comes into existence only by dependence on the different parts. Correct? Good. Number 3. What can you guess if you look at this flower through electron microscope? If you look at this flower through electron microscope, what do you think? So I'll give you some ideas. And meanwhile, I'd also like to bring into your notice that if you Google search the powers of 10, if you Google search, not now, if you Google search the powers of 10, okay, Alex, say this, the powers of 10, the powers of 10, right? So if you Google search that, you will see some documents there. You must watch it. For example, like say one which is, and if you're not too happy with what you have found, then you write to our IT staff, Mr. Sirintundula there. Raise your hand, Sirintundula, raise your hand. Okay, Sirintundula, IT staff, write to him, then he will give you the precise one. There are many of them, all are good. But if you're not too happy with others, we'll give the precise one which I usually show in the retreats. There, what happens is that first, instead of the flower, they picked up a leaf, one leaf, and first it showed it zoomed out. When it zoomed out, the leaf, the bushes, then the land, then the territory, then the state, then America, then the world, solar system, the Milky Way galaxy, and the huge universe. Then go back, zooming in, the universe, not full universe, visible universe, Milky Way galaxy, solar system, then what? The planet Earth, then so that is done by the NASA, so it's America, then to Florida, then gradually the bush, then the leaf. Okay, so from the leaf, then it goes it zooms in, it goes in with the help of electron microscope. So first, you see that this flower looks, the texture wise is so beautiful. Texture wise is amazingly beautiful. But this is optical delusion. It's an optical delusion. We have to see this. We have to see this. Rinpoche said he married twice, right? And he said it's a disaster. You understand what he said? Right? Don't say he's happy. He's not happy. Young people think that he's happy. Right? So he's not happy. Rinpoche said it. Right? So, why? Because we are deceived by the optical delusion. We see this with our naked eyes. Our naked eyes are so gross. Our naked eyes are so gross. Right? When you look at it more closely, you see that what we see as so beautiful is not really there. First, what we see is that we see like the cracked mud, and then when it dries up, then the mud start to crack. You see the cracks. You start to see the cracks there. Not tender, no tender. It's the cracks there. So my hand, when I was, I'm not telling you, it's my hand. When I was 7 years old, my hand looked so cute, extremely cute, amazing. Particularly one day, I was just a young boy, A7, young boy, and leaning against a wall. And it so happened it was summer in Dharamsala. Spring in Dharam, not summer. Spring in Dharamsala. Beautiful. And sun was just hitting right on my two beautiful, cute hands. Wow, it's amazing. I was so amazed. You getting it? But if I look at the same hand through the electron microscope, the cute is not there. This is a fact. Is the cracks will be seen. What are these cracks? Cracks are the cell membranes. You're getting it? Cracks are the cell membranes. Then you further zoom in, you see the nucleus. You further zoom in, you see the chromosomes. You further zoom in, you see the DNA molecules. You further zoom in, you see the atoms. You getting it? So on the level of the chromosomes, when you see in the school textbook, usually chromosomes, when they draw it's like an X, it's not like that. It's very repulsive to look at, the real chromosomes. The striped, brownish striped snake-like structure, right? And then you look at it, say the same object. You look at it, particularly if you look at close by, you say so beautiful. And look at it closer through the electron microscope, you start to see the level of the same object. Okay, see, so I just keep it there. I don't even touch it. I keep it there. If you look at through electron microscope, same object on the level of chromosomes, you see that's very disgusting to look at. Brownish striped snake-like structure. You're getting it? Where is that beautiful flower? It disappears. You're getting it? And then you further go in, you see the DNA molecules. You further go on, you see the atoms. Right? Now on the atomic level, where's the flower? Flower's nowhere to be seen. How many you can imagine that with hands? Okay. When you look at, without the electron microscope, when you look at it through your naked eyes, you see a beautiful flower. You're getting it? So this flower that we are seeing comes into existence by dependence, but depends on mental. Okay, one question that I will ask you is, the beautiful flower that you saw, when you go to, okay, this beautiful flower that you are seeing, where is it? Is it here or is it in your mind? Don't think that you're philosophers. Don't think that you're philosophers. Don't think that you are Nagarjuna students. You're getting it? For the time being, you're a beginner. Tell me, are you seeing a beautiful flower here? You're getting it? This beautiful flower that you are seeing, where is it? Is it here or is it in your mind? Here. You're getting it? On the object. Okay. You said it on the object. Don't change your mind. You said it's on the object. On this object. On the object, closer you go there, closer you go, you end up seeing that just pool of atoms. No flower. You're getting it? Can you imagine that? Looked at through electron microscope, you see just pool of atoms, no flower. Now tell me, what you earlier saw as a flower, beautiful flower, now you rethink. Where is it? On the object, it's not there. Where is it now? Okay, now you become little, say that what loss of, some haziness comes to your mind. Yes, it's not really on the object. No, it's just a bunch of atoms. And what I earlier saw, the flower is not really there, but I did see that. Where I said it's in the mind, then people should look at you in your mind. Instead of looking at the flower, somebody will look at your mind. Everybody should look at your mind if it is in your mind. But nobody's looking at your mind, right? Vishnu said it should be here. Here it's just a bunch of atoms, there's no flower. Where is it? Then okay, do you feel that if you think seriously, it can give me a little bit of mental disturbance, mental unease feeling? Yes? If you do feel that you get a little bit of unease feeling, where is the flower? It's not really there. Okay. Look at the person sitting next to you. Look at the other person sitting next to you. Okay, everybody is smiling, right? And someone saying that, oh. Right? Like this, right? Okay, so, okay, now, don't look at the person, don't look at the other person. You're getting it? Don't look at the other person. Just close your eyes and think of the person who made you smile. Think of the person looking at ways the person made you smile. Just think of that person. Okay, good. Now open your eyes. Lucky that nobody's smiling now. Earlier you smiled when you look at the other person. Now, even though you think about it, still you are not smiling. If you smile, it is time for you to go to mental hospital. Now tell me, why did you smile before and why you're not smiling now? Anyone? Quick. Why did you smile? Why did you smile before and why you are not smiling now? The girl over there? Oh yes. Did you all hear what she said? Said when you first look at the person, you see the person so real. When you think, you know that this is simply your thinking, it's not real. You're getting it? Okay. Anybody, what do you mean by real? You understood what she said? When you think, I know that what I'm thinking is not the real. What do you mean by real? Anyone? There's a philosopher's answers, right? Don't forget, there's a philosopher here. Anybody else? What do you mean by real? In the parlance of ordinary language. You can touch, see, feel, right? Matter of atoms, okay, something real. But this one that I'm thinking is not real because it's supposed to be the face of the person, but it's not made of atoms. The real face of the person should be made of atoms. Okay, good. So, do you agree with me? Okay, first let me say this. What is my left hand? Flower. What is my right hand? Nothing, right? Okay, nothing. Imagine what is it? By the way, tell me what is the color of the flower here? Pink flower. And what is my right hand? Nothing. Imagine a blue flower in my right hand. Imagine a blue flower in my right hand. Okay, now tell me what is in my left hand? Pink flower. What is my right hand? So some people are saying that blue flower. There's no blue flower. There's no flower there, right? So outside people miss what is there's no flower there. Oh, they are saying they're all unanimously saying there's a blue flower. Is he a magician? No, it's an imaginary blue flower, not a real blue flower. You're getting it? So what is my left hand? Pink flower. What is my right hand? Imaginary blue flower. You're getting it? Okay, tell me what's the difference between the two? Anyone? Quick raise hands. What's the difference between the two things? The pink flower in my left hand and the imaginary blue flower in my right hand. What is the difference? Anyone? The flower in the left hand exists, and what is my right hand is non-existent. Anyone else? Anyone else? Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay, the lady there. Okay, very good. The flower in my left hand, the pink one, it is made of atoms. It exists real. Other one is not made of atoms. It's not real. Anybody else? There are so many ways of differentiating the two. Anyone else? Okay, the call. One has substance and one doesn't have substance. Anyone else? The lady here. The pink one is really existing there because all of us can see that. But it's the imaginary one, what you imagine, nobody else can see that. Is your imagination. Is only you can see, not others. You're getting it? So that is you can see means your mind can see it. Your mind is subject to the object. Your mind is subject to the object. Subject. So it is only your subject of mind sees that, whereas this pink flower is seen by everybody else. This is objectively there. So, what's your name? What Naomi is saying is that, in a way, you just correct me if I get it wrong. The pink flower exists objectively, which everybody can see, and the imagined blue flower, it exists subjectively. It's only seen by the person who is thinking. Good. Good. Okay, did you all follow what Naomi said? Naomi said that in simple terms. Naomi is saying that this flower exists objectively and the imagined blue flower exists subjectively. How many agree with Naomi? Raise hands. Raise hands. That this flower exists. Don't think that you are a philosopher. You're getting it? Don't think that you are Aranagarjuna's philosopher. You can become Aranagarjuna's philosopher after a few days. For the time being, not. You're getting it? So what she said, at least appreciate what she said. It's so beautifully said. The pink flower exists objectively, which can be seen from the object. Everybody can see that. And the imagined blue flower exists subjectively, meaning it's just what your mind sees. Whoever thinks, that person sees it. Nobody else sees that. That is subjectively real. One is objectively real. You're getting it? Okay. What Naomi said, on that basis, I'd like to ask you, dream, is it subjective or objective? Huh? Hey, louder. Dream. Dream, subjective, objective. Okay. Okay. Right? Okay. Rainbow. Okay, not rainbow. The mirage. Mirage. Objective, subjective. Okay, let's say the subjective raise hands. Mirage, subjective. Okay, yes, I can see many hands coming up. Rainbow, subjective, objective. Okay. Rainbow, subjective, objective. Let's say objective raise hands. Rainbow, objective. Rainbow, subjective, raise hands. Subjective. Okay, it's split into two. You're getting it? Rainbow is a little complicated. Okay. Now let's say that, do you agree with me that when we say the dream is subjective, how many say dream is subjective? Raise hands. Good, all of you. Dream is subjective. When you say dream is subjective, okay, let's say that, okay, let's say this flower. This flower is, let's say, closer to Ben, right? It's lying close to Ben, and then I rush there and say that, hey, this flower is mine. You're getting it? This flower is mine. This is my flower. Okay. What does it mean by that? Right? Do you agree with me that when you say that this flower is mine, it means that this flower is not yours? Do you agree with me? Do they mean the same or not? Hey, let me repeat it. This is not philosophy. Right? This is very simple. Say this flower is lying close to Ben. I rush and say that, I pick it up and say, this is my flower. Right? In a way, what I'm saying is it's not yours. Is it true or not? Louder. Good. So likewise, yours, mine. When I say it is mine, you are saying it's not yours. When I say that dream is subjective, in a way you are saying that it is not objective. Yes? When you say something is subjective, in a way you are saying it is not objective. Not. Not and empty means the same. When you say the dream is subjective, in a way you are saying the dream is empty of being objective. Yes? How many got it? Raise hands. Empty of being objective. Okay. The dream is subjective means dream is empty of objective existence. Good. So, now, the dream, what is that? Rainbow. Rainbow, objective, subjective. Okay, raise hands those who say objective. Rainbow exists objectively. Okay, Rebecca. Okay, many of you objective. Okay, how many say subjective? Raise hands. It's almost half-half. Okay, so how to decide now? Right? So this is a problem that happens in Democrat and the Republican, right? Half-half. Very difficult. How to decide now? It's half-half. How to decide? Okay, let's say if you see me, right? If you see me, say you are 1 kilometer away from me. You're 1 kilometer away from me. And you see me in water. You getting it? How do you evaluate that I'm really in water or what you're seeing is mirage? How do you evaluate that? Raise your hands. Okay, this girl there. Okay, buying closer towards me. How many of you agree with this girl? Raise hands. By going to how do you evaluate that I'm really in water or what you think is mirage? You can evaluate that only by coming closer towards me. How many agree with this girl? Raise hands. Wow, everybody's agreeing with this girl. Good. Okay. So how you evaluate whether you are seeing as mirage or real water is by going closer towards me. This is what is exactly taught by Arya Nagarjuna. You're getting it? So what did Arya Nagarjuna teach? He taught in his text, Precious Garland. You must read this book, Precious Garland. In his book, Precious Garland, he said, if the mirage, if possible, also try to note it down, the quote. If the mirage were to be water, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Okay, and Alex, did you hear my accent? Okay. Okay. What did it say? If the mirage were to be water, right? If the mirage were to be water, what would it say, Alex? If the mirage to be, huh? Thank you. Okay, if the mirage were to be water or water, right? It doesn't matter. Both are correct. Huh? Okay, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Let me repeat it. If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? You're getting it? So how do you evaluate that I'm really in water or what are you seeing as a mirage? That is determined by going closer towards from where the mirage appears. You're getting it? You understood? You agreed? Good. All of you agreed. Now, my question to you back to the rainbow, right? If the rainbow were to objectively exist, why not I see the rainbow as I go closer towards the object? You're getting it? By the same extension of the reason, let me apply the same reason which Arya Nagarjuna taught, which you all agreed to the rainbow. If the rainbow were to exist objectively, why don't I see the rainbow as I go closer towards the object? You getting it? Okay, now let's say that you are seeing rainbow 1 kilometer away from you. Don't just say no for the time being. First listen. You getting it? You can say no later on, not now. If you say no, you're not listening to me, right? Listen to me first, right? Then you can say no later on. Okay. Say if you're seeing a rainbow 1 kilometer away from you, and there's a small child with you, a small child tells you that, please take me there. Will you take the child there from where the rainbow appears? Will you take the child there? Huh? Your name Foucault. Ofek. Sorry, I always miss your name. Okay. Ofek said no, he'll not take. And who's going to take this? If the child says, please take me there, I want to play with okay, please take me there. Who's going to take the child there? Raise hands. Okay, there's many small children also there. If you take the child there, you're also a small child. You're also a small child. You're getting it? Because that by going there, you will not see the rainbow. Don't forget it. No, this is not my question. The question, if you go from where the rainbow appears, if you go there, you will not see the rainbow. Right? The person who actually is sitting right there in the rainbow, what do you say in the rainbow, the person not seeing the rainbow. You're getting it? You're getting it? But I agree with you. What's your name? Jay. I agree with Jay that it can be photograph can be taken. You can take them. Of course, you know that. There are many for just type rainbow and all the photographs will come out. Right? I agree with Jay. But seriously think about it. Why this group splits into two? Some say it's objective, some say it's subjective. It's because that there's a complication there. It's not that easy. This flower, objective, subjective, everybody says objective. Dream, every subjective, objective, everybody says subjective. You're getting it? So there, this flower, there's no ambiguity there. In the eyes of the ordinary people, it exists objectively. The dream is subjective. There's no ambiguity there. Then the rainbow comes, there's ambiguity there. You getting it? Okay. So with the rainbow, you all agree, particularly those people who said that they say the objective, most likely, would say that rainbow is really there. It is there. You're getting it is there because of the water droplets. Water droplets serving as the prism and the light rays from the opposite direction, and you at a distance. All these factors combine together, the rainbow appears. When any of these factors is missing, the rainbow is non-existent. You're getting it? When the water droplets are not there, serving as a prism is absent, you will not see the rainbow. If you're not at a particular distance there, you will not see the rainbow. If the light is not there, there is no rainbow. You're getting it? So the rainbow comes to exist by dependence on many factors. You're getting it? Okay, now going back to the flower. This flower is made of billions of atoms. You agree? This flower is made of billions of atoms. On the atomic level, you don't see the flower. But these atoms are the basis for you to see the flower. If you look at some other places, you will not see the flower. If you look at my hand, you will not see the flower. Only when you look at this, you will see the flower. You agree? So these are the atoms there, which serves as a basis for your mind to designate a flower. So what is the third level of dependent origination? What is the third level of dependent origination? Dependent origination depends on mere mental designation. On the object, it's just atoms, but your mind designate a flower there. You're getting it? On the object, it's just a bunch of atoms. That's it. No atom is a flower. But your mind to your mind, the flower appears. This flower just appears to your mind. That's it. It's not on the object. On the object, it's just, if at all something is there, just atoms. The flower is not there. You're getting it? Okay, you're a little confused. You cannot say no. You cannot say yes. You're right. You cannot say yes with me because that there should be a flower in there. But you cannot say no because that this is scientifically real. That on the object, it's just a bunch of atoms. That's it. There's no flower. You're getting it? Where is that flower which you saw earlier? Where is that flower? Tell me. Hey, what you've seen is just a bunch of atoms. That's it. None of the atoms is the flower, right? But you saw something as a flower. Something as a flower. Where is it? So now you're forced to say it's in the mind, but still you're not too happy with this, right? Nobody comes to look at the mind. They all look at this. They're not interested to look at the mind. They're interested to look at this, right? So to say that here is a problem because it's just a bunch of atoms. To say it's the mind is also another problem. But it invariably appears to your mind, yes? It appears to your mind, right? So therefore it is that mere mental, mind means mental, mere mental designation. The mind designates, mind imputes, the mind projects. Designation, projection, imputation, they all mean the same. You're getting it? So it's just a mere mental decision. Don't worry. You're getting it? At the moment, you have to study more, right? So from this, we get a rough idea that, okay, what is really there is just atoms. But my mind can see something. There's a flower. Where's this flower? It's very complex. It's very... So where's the flower? You feel a little uneasy inside. How many of you feel a little uneasy? Raise hands. Okay, where is it? Is the object? No, it's just a bunch of atoms. Then a subject? No, it should be there from the object. So you feel a little uneasy. If the uneasiness comes, you are very fortunate, because that this will gradually takes us to understand that things are purely coming from your subject. At the moment, we believe that things are all purely subject from the object. I asked this question, what is this objective, subjective? Everybody said objective. You're getting it now. This answer is questioned. This answer comes with a question mark. We all said this objective. Now, where is it objective? You look at electron microscope, you just see a bunch of atoms. Where's a flower, which is a very tender flower, which appeared to my eyes? Where was it? On the object? Okay, now you can behave as a philosopher. Now you can think as a Arinagarjuna's philosophy student, right? Okay, now tell me, look at it through electron microscope, what do you see? You see just bunch of atoms. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. Earlier, what you saw a flower, tender flower. Now tell me, where is that flower? Objective, subjective? Huh? Huh? Look, even the volume of your answer earlier, objective. Now in the volume turned down. You're getting it? Why? Because there is a doubt coming in your mind. There is a confusion coming in your mind. Is it objective there, subjective there? The confidence goes down, right? Earlier confidence was self-grasping, ignorance, confidence. Now that is going down. Very good. That confidence is going down, and then you will see that gradually you see this objective, subjective. Then the confidence of subjective, wisdom of emptiness, confidence will build up. First, we have to demolish the confidence of the self-grasping ignorance. You have to demolish this. So when you say subject or object, right, and then not too sure, confidence goes down. Which confidence? Oh, confidence goes down. Oh no, it's so bad, right? My confidence, little confidence that I have is even that is going down. No, it is good. Why is good? Because this self-confidence is not a good self-confidence. It's a bad self-confidence. What is that? Self-confidence of self-grasping ignorance. This is going down. It's very good, right? Now once that's gone, you build up new confidence. What is that? Confidence of subjective existence. Confidence of the wisdom of emptiness. This should be built up. You getting it? Okay. Okay, so from this, what we learned is that, okay, there is some, for example, like dream, just purely subjective. Mirage is subjective. And the, rainbow is half-half, right? So some say objective, some say subjective. Okay, this flower, through electron microscope, is complicated, is subjective. But if you say subjective, still there's something there. Because this girl said, Naomi said that it's subjective because everybody can see this, right? It's purely subjective, then only you can see, not others can see, right? Okay. By the way, how many of you agree with Naomi that if something can be seen by everybody, it should be objective? Raise hands. If you feel that way, be very honest. If something has been seen by everybody, then it must be objectively there. Raise hands. Okay. How many of you saw my dream? Raise hands. How many saw my dream? Yesterday, what I dreamt, how many saw that? Raise hands. Nobody. Why not? Hey, why not? Tell me. Why did you not see my dream? Hey. Because my dream is purely my subjective. You're getting it? My subjective means it's not related to you. So therefore, it is subjective. Others should not be seeing it. If others see that, it should be objective. Yes, Naomi? Yes? Okay. How many of you would agree that, therefore, from this reason, that you don't see my dream, because that my dream is purely subjective, implying that if others can see that, that should be objective, right? Okay, how many now agree with me and Naomi that if everybody sees the same thing, that object should be objective? Raise hands. Jay? Yes, no? Yes, no? Because I saw you raising your hand before. Now you're not raising your hand. Change your mind? Not change your mind. Oh, what is that? Raise hand and you say, I changed my mind. If you change your mind, don't raise hand. Huh? It is? You're confusing me. Right? Everyone says it should be objective, not subjective. Yes. Did you see my dream? Why not? That dream is purely subjective, which means others cannot see that. So this flower is seen by you, me, everyone. Yes. It's subjective, objective. Objective. So if some same thing can be seen by many other people, it should be objective. Raise hands. Okay, this is a major question asked to reject the emptiness of objective existence. Many people, if nothing exists objectively, why are we seeing the same thing? Right? This is a major question. Anybody who can address this? Anybody who can address this question, right? Anybody? Anyone? Anyone raise hands? Okay, there. No, what I'm saying is, if same thing is seen by everybody, it is the meaning of objective existence. But what I'm saying is that it may not be true, right? Even if everybody sees the same thing, doesn't mean that the object should exist objectively. How so? How so? Okay, there. Okay, okay. Um, say that let's say that the cow sees this object. Cow sees this object or not? Cow sees this object, and cow, does he know the label? Somebody calls the flower. Oh, right. This object, right? Cow never learned the label. Still, the cow sees the object. Cow sees her child. Cow sees a child, right? When the what? Calf. Cow's baby. When the calf is attacked by somebody, the cow will come to attack the other person, the perpetrator, right? Perpetrator. But the cow knows that this child, the cow never learned the language. Somebody called it, child, oh, this is a child now. No? Nobody, he or she did not learn this language. Anybody else who likes to defend? Okay, the Ofek, the Ofek, because there are many Ofek. How can you prove that? This question. Anyone here? No, that's fine. That's fine. How can you prove that the same thing can be seen by many people, but it still can be subjective? You getting it? You touch it, so therefore it's objective. So I'm asking those who said it's subjective. You are saying it's objective. You are in line with Naomi, right? So who do not agree with Naomi, I'm asking them to give me the answer. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Venerable Petula, karmically imprint. Okay, I don't the rule out that, but still I'm looking for something else. Okay, Sushmita. Uh, what about the atom? Okay, so Sushmita, she know that she was in trap. Okay, the lady there. Can you give us some example? Okay, the flat Earth. I don't really the flat Earth. It's not because that the people they saw the Earth as flat. The people are seeing the same thing. You're getting it? They see the small area of the Earth as flat, and they think the Earth is flat. But we all see the same thing, and still we say that this is subjective. Okay, to make it short over there. Okay, good. Okay, you'll try? Yes. But everybody's seeing the same thing. Let's say T1. T1 is right. So that means T1. T1 is seen by everybody, right? Although it is not like static, right? This is what I'm saying. So that one, whatever, just it's just move like this. The one, T1, T2, T3, T4, T1 seen by everybody. Yes, T1 exists objectively. It's gone. It's for 2020. It's gone, but it still existed objectively, right? Okay, Ben. Okay, look. So don't think that I'm attacking somebody. You're getting it? These are the thoughts. These thoughts are so precious. You're getting it? They are thinking, right? They're thinking. This is so precious. So, but simply because you are thinking and you are thinking, oh, you're thinking this very good, and stop that, then you will never grow. You're getting it? You think, you make mistake, you identify the mistake, and then you look for the deeper answers. You go deeper, deeper, deeper. You're getting it? These reflections are very important. You're getting it? But entertain questions. And if you see that there is some the problem with the answer that you gave, think more. As you think more, your intelligence grows and goes deeper. Thank you. Ben. The word. Okay, Naomi, you agree? What Ben said? Sorry? Okay. No, what I'm saying is that now, do you disagree with what you said before? No, but according to what he said, what Ben said. Not exactly seeing the mirage of water. Or let me put it like this. Okay, don't try to reject somebody else, just for purpose, meaningless. Just try to see if your position is rejected. You're getting it? Let us put it like this. What's the color of this paper? Naomi? White, right? Okay. If you put on blue glasses, if all of you put on blue glasses on, what will you see? Blue. You're all seeing the same blue paper here. It doesn't mean that blue paper exists objectively. You agree? Good. Okay. So this is a major thing people, people think that no, although Nagarjuna taught my teacher taught that everything is subjective, but we are seeing the same thing. Objective is there, but just to make the teacher happy, I say yes, yes, yes. Right? So the point is that we have to know how every reason why Nagarjuna is a brilliant philosopher plus a brilliant logician. You getting it? So therefore he will not say something which people can easily reject. So when you see that some people disagree with some reasons so forth, you have to see in what way these people are going wrong. You getting it? And that too logically, not just abusing, saying that no, what he said doesn't make any sense. No, give reasons and see if the person understands what you were saying. In fact, why I'm saying this was that there was one philosopher, a good philosopher, and the professor, and he studied Nagarjuna philosophy for a few days, and then he said, "How do I know that I understood Arya? Because that I emphasize so much that to understand Nagarjuna's philosophy is not easy. It's not just read it for 1 week and you understand it. No, it never happened like this. You have to study minimum for like 5, 10. Consistent, you have to study, keep reflecting, study with the people who are exposed to this philosophy." And then he said, "How do you know that I've understood Nagarjuna philosophy?" Then I told him that the best way by which to see that is that go to somebody who has studied Nagarjuna's philosophy for so many years and who is very intelligent, very bright, and who is respected by all the other scholars as he really understood Nagarjuna's philosophy. He is the embodiment of Nagarjuna's philosophy. You go to him and you just try to replicate what you have learned of Nagarjuna's philosophy. And if that person, if that scholar says that, okay, you understand Nagarjuna's philosophy is good, then you've understood it. Till that point, if the person's not happy, you still have to go further, go deeper. This is what I said. Okay. So, yes. Yes. Okay. Is it the mic? The mic? Because Bem should hear this.
A few minutes before, one smell came from somewhere.
One man came.
Yes, some kind of smell, different smell.
Okay.
And a few of us realized that. And few there didn't, probably because they didn't react. Now, my confusion, for me that appeared objectively because I smell it. But for few who were concentrating there or the smell didn't reach them, that didn't happen. So should I take that as an objective situation for me, or should I think or subjective?
Okay, this is a good question. The question is that, say, a few minutes ago, he smelled something. And not only him, there are a few other people also around. They also smelled the same thing. But there are also some others who did not smell at all. They're so focused on this objective, subjective, right? So they're so focused they do not even notice the smell. So should I take that smell as objective real or not with respect to your name? With respect to Prabhat, should I take that as objective or not? Okay, two things. As per the in the world of self-grasping ignorance, in the world where the self-grasping ignorance is the boss, right? So what you smell, if others also smell the same, that is objectively real, right? But the world of self-grasping ignorance is very deceptive. Don't trust it. Whereas the world of wisdom of emptiness, so there nothing exists objectively, right? Everything exists subjectively, but the subjectivity, there are various kinds. Some subjectivity, they're very easy to understand. Some are very difficult to understand. For example, like dream is subjective. Very easy, yes? Dream is subjective. You don't require any study of philosophy. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. This is very easy to understand. But the subjectivity of that smell which pass by, that is very difficult to understand. You're getting it? For this, we have to study Aranyagacchana's philosophy. In other words, then nothing exists objectively. Everything exists subjectively. But in a loose sense, in a worldly loose sense, where philosophy not discussed, you can say it exists objectively, unlike the dream. Dream exists subjectively, but that exists objectively. But is that object? It's an object. It's not just your imagination. It's an object. It does not exist objectively. It's an object. It does not exist objectively. You getting it? Okay. So this will become even more clear with the following explanations, right? Prabhat, I really appreciate I can see that you're very, very serious in your thoughts. You are taking these into real reflection. So precious. Thank you. Okay. What should we do now? Okay. Alex.
I have a question also. You were talking earlier about the powers of 10 and the zooming out to the solar system, the galaxy, other galaxies. We only invented telescopes that could see that far very recently, within the last 100 years or so. You take some moon of some planet in some faraway galaxy. That moon was there before we invented telescopes that could see it. So how is it not subjective? I mean, how is it not objective? Because that moon existed before anybody could perceive that moon.
Okay, did you all follow Alice's question? Alice's question is that let's say, let us not talk about the other galaxies. You're getting it? We are yet to even explore the Milky Way galaxy fully. You're getting it? Let's say Milky Way galaxy. Within the Milky Way galaxy, there are innumerable solar systems. Innumerable moons are there. Yet we could not see that. So just by inventing the telescope, more like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, let's say 200 years, or let's say 500 years ago, only at that time we could discover some moon there, right? That moon existed, most likely, that moon existed, I would say minimum like, say, 4.6 billion years ago, most likely. That moon must have been existing 4.6 billion years ago. But we saw this only very lately, right? So that moon existed there. So that nobody saw that. Subjective, nobody saw that. But it existed. If it exists without subjective perception, it should be objective, right? How can we say that it is subjective? This is your question, right? Okay. So let me give an answer to this and then we will call it a day. Okay. Does the moon exist when nobody looks at it? Right? Does the moon exist when nobody looks at it? Okay. Okay. So these are all the questions. And when I was 21 years old, or 20 years old, 21 years old, right? I was in school. How many of you have been to TCV school up there? TCV school, 1, 2, 3, 4, some of you, right? It's a beautiful school. So I was there as a little boy, age 7 till age 19. I was there in the school. And then by the time from there, I joined the IBD, Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, which is down below, attached to the main temple. And from there, one of my teachers, Venerable Lama Rinpoche, who Changjub Lam got the opportunity to receive teachings from him. Very fortunate. Who was a hermit there. And then I had to go to do translations for him. His students were coming there on Sundays. And then I was down there, and he was living up there. From there, if you walk the leisurely, it'll take about 1.5 hours. If you walk little brisk walk, it take like 1 hour. And if you really like walking, what is that? No, there's competition. Huh? No, Olympic competition is there. Huh? Not marathon. Okay, it's fine. Right. Okay, it's fine. Okay, someday if you walk with little faster, less than running, in half an hour you can reach there. And I had to translate for my teacher, and the timing already set. And there was Sunday we should be released. Morning prayer should be completed by 7 o'clock. Start from 6 o'clock, should be finished by 7 o'clock. But my teacher down there, the school institute principal, sometimes he would give a lengthy lecture after the completion of the morning prayer, which would then extend like 7:30, 7:45, and I should reach there by 8. So only 15 minutes. This young boy, so much stress, right? When my teacher will stop this lecture, and then stop, I just run. Okay. How long should I be doing this? Almost every Sunday I was doing like this. So, and then I was also very interested in subjectivity. Everything subjective, everything subjective. Then I would think that this poor young boy, right? If everything is subjective, why don't I think that I'm already there in the mountain with my teacher and somebody there who will ask to come to Meghalorganj to do the shopping, right? We can swap in your thought. Subjectively swap, and then you're already there and the person comes down. Why that's not happening? This was my major question. You're getting it? When you go into the study of emptiness, when you go into the study of the subjectivity, you're bound to come up with these questions, right? If somebody falls, right? If you don't know that you're falling, right? You're banging against the floor. Will it hurt you or not? It will hurt you. Although subjectively you're not thinking, but it'll hurt you. You're getting it? So all these should be resolved. If you cannot resolve these, your understanding of subjectivity is pure imagination. It is pure nihilism. You're getting it? So where if you really understand the subjectivity, concept of subjectivity, which has many layers, if you're going to understand the subtlest understanding of this subjectivity, all these issues will be resolved. If you cannot resolve these issues, you have not understood this subjectivity fully. You're getting it? And how to resolve this? This is something that in this book, The Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhicittas, there's one section which is Staircase to Emptiness. Just check, tell me which page number. 305. Okay, I don't know whether it is in the Russian translation. 305 in English. No. Okay. Tatiana, it would be good if we can make it the translation, because that would be very helpful. Okay, 305. So if you read this, you'll get some answers from there. But the rest of the remaining, like minimum 2-3 days, will be dedicated on emptiness. Right? So we'll study about this. And if you have any other questions, related to emptiness, subjectivity, and so forth, do not hesitate to bring them up. Bring them up. They are very important. And if you have more questions, this will help us even more. Not now. Okay, good. Okay, we will do the end direction prayer. Okay, somebody give me a book. My book disappeared. Tushita, thank you. Okay, end direction prayer, page 50, 52. Thank you. Okay, again, let us take the advantage of Tenzin La. Let us take the advantage of Tenzin La. Please come here. Okay, so the Tara mantra is so beautiful. It just moves you, or some way something is moving, right? Okay, some cushion. Thank you, Tenzin La. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good. Okay. Let us pray. Number one, let us pray that His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the true source of joy and happiness on this earth, that he lives long and that his wishes be fulfilled spontaneously. And also that and His Holiness is the flu at the moment, through the power of our the virtue accumulated today and the last few days. There's all these virtues and merits be dedicated that His Holiness recovers very soon. And also that let's pray that His Holiness's vision for the world, universal ethics. Let me repeat it. His Holiness's vision for the world, universal ethics, now having taken the form, shape of sea learning, social, emotional, ethical learning, and the undertaken by Emory University, USA, in order to implement His Holiness's vision of the universal ethics to the world for the benefit of the world. Let us pray that this project becomes very successful, to be adopted by, already is being adopted by many countries, many institutions, schools, colleges, universities, and so forth. That we pray that this is the only panacea for the world, that the future world can be a better world. Let's pray that this program be adopted by the world, by all the countries, even by UNO, that the future world is going to be very peaceful, where all the leaders will give hand to each other, and instead of fighting wars and creating border tensions. So with this in mind, all what is happening now, so between the Russian Ukraine and Israel and Palestine, and where all these border tensions everywhere. So let us pray that all these tensions subside, and there is least casualty happening on the people, on the people and animals, and the ecology. So let's pray that this happens, that the least casualty happens everywhere. And eventually that all these leaders, they change their mind, they adopt, they learn the compassion of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the universal ethics, and embracing the spirit of dialogue, spirit of compassion for all beings. And that because of this, the world becomes a beautiful family for everyone. With this in mind, let's recite this dedication prayer. I dedicate the merit thus gathered to twisted realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas Lord 3 times, and to the holding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May I in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the four wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, everywhere in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed, from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds, wisdom, eyes blinded by ignorance. Okay. First, we'll recite the Bodhisattva mantra 21 times, followed by Aritara mantra. Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Swaha. 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 Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Mune Swaha. Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Swaha. Om Mone Mone Ma Mone Om Mane Mane Ma Mane Swaha. Om Mane Mane Ma Mane Swaha. Om Mane Mane Ma Mane Swaha.
Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha.
Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Swaha. 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 Okay, thank you, thank you. Beautiful, amazing. Thank you, Tesla. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Teta Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. Okay, 3 prostrations.